Hey guys, today let's talk about money. Before we start, I just invite you to take a few seconds, take a deep breath with me, and let's slow down. As you know, our leadership programs are all about being non-reactive, pausing between stimulus and response. So we create a mindset with space, a mindset where we respond to the events in our life instead of that we react like mad chickens. That's what we see all over the world. So never hesitate to slow down. If we look at the history of money, most of us have a vague idea of money. Yeah, it has come from barter and trade, and it looks like this is not true. It looks like money has been purposely and maliciously created as a tool of control. How? Money is created for most of us, unless you're part of the rich elite. And I do not mean the people who have a couple of millions. I'm talking about the banksters. Uh, they're also known these days as the deep state, the cabal, the Illuminati. So when money is created in scarcity for most of us, meaning we don't have easy access to money, we're struggling with money, we want more money, we don't want to spend the money, we fight over money, then in that space we are in what we call a lower vibration. We are disturbed. Have you observed that when we talk about money, how the energy changes? That is the lower vibration. Scarcity of money means the fear that there is not enough. Fear is nothing but the absence of love. Instead of being present to love, enjoy, enjoying one another, we have been manipulated in a system where we are divided. Now, this division is artificial. It is a narrative, a conversation created by the rich elites through their ownership of the media, entertainment, traditional education systems. They, so far, because it's changing now, have been controlling the narrative of our lives, the story in which we live. The good news is that this is rapidly changing. So let's talk a little bit about the central banks. The central banks and the Federal Reserve are owned by private people. They're not owned by the government. And the owners of these central banks, Federal Reserve, have been the rich elite. They had the ability to print money. And then, if that money would come to us in abundance, we could still have a beautiful world. But that's not the case, right? When they print money, do you receive it in your bank account? No. And that's something which is on the verge of changing right now as you're watching this video. If you want to have a deeper understanding, then in the post I will refer to a documentary of the Thrive movement. They do a very good job in 2 hours' time to give you a good understanding of why we had the world we had. So today, let's really reflect on money. I've made a 2-minute clip of a very popular series called Money Heist, where the producers of this series is seeding the consciousness with something which is out there in the open, but as humanity we have not been able to understand this. They're showing us that money is nothing but paper going through a press, and suddenly a pile of paper has become millions and millions of euros. Then, when the rich elites are causing the economic collapses, as these are also orchestrated, then you might have heard of the bailouts of the bank, where money is being printed. They give it a fancy name, whether it's quantitative easing or some, I don't know, some financial injection. You gotta get that money is going to the rich elite, the bankers themselves, their systems. It's not coming to us. And this is something I predict that in your lifetime, maybe as soon as this year, what we're gonna see changing. That instead of the system of central banking, which is being used for controlling people, we are transitioning into a new money system, which is for the benefit of people. We will start seeing more things like unconditional basic income. We might see things like cancellation of loans, cancellation of debt, credit cards. So do not be mistaken, a revolution is unfolding. And if you start understanding this, you will probably, just like me, get so excited because it means that yes, it's very turbulent right now, but we are in a transition towards basic income for people. As we become more aware, as we shift more from that lower egoic consciousness where we are selfish, I, me, and mine, when we shift from that lower state of consciousness to the higher states of consciousness, heart consciousness, unity consciousness, where we awaken a caring for one another, where we understand the corruption in our systems, we are starting to create new systems. That means in your lifetime, you will see the end of poverty, the end of inequality, the beginning of a new golden age, where the rich elite, they don't get away with it anymore because we understand the game. And as we understand the game, what will happen is people will withdraw their energy, their collaboration from this game. If nobody will work in a bank, can we have banks? If nobody is willing to invade another country as a soldier, we cannot have wars. If nobody is willing to bring the paper they use to print the money, they cannot print the money. So we are in a very exciting time, and I want to inspire you. I want you to be hopeful and step into this new paradigm, this new way of thinking. Because do not be mistaken, it looks like there is a big bad world out there, but it's not the case. Understand that the world, the reality we perceive, is a projection or reflection of our state of consciousness, which means you as an individual, you have tremendous power. If you are holding a wonderful future, you visualize a beautiful future, and you experience the beautiful feelings, maybe already experienced some in this session, how it would be when we take care of all the people in our world, when people don't need to suffer for their basics like food and housing. That is what's happening. And if you're excited about this idea, you can play a role in this. If you want to support in this transition, that this transition becomes shorter, less intense, you can step up and be a leader. In our program, we will give you an understanding of what has been truly going on in the world. I cannot do that in just a very short video. It's going to take time. And we will start explaining to you how you are a co-creator of what we perceive as reality. And we only need a relatively small critical mass. It can be as small as 9,000 people, where collectively, jointly with 9,000 leaders, we visualize the future we want with abundance for people. Then how the universal laws operate is that what we see and experience on the inside will soon show up in what we perceive as the outside. Because actually, there is no outside world. Again, these are difficult concepts, but the world you see out there, the light matrix, it's a projection. Where does it come from? Well, it's coming from us. We are creating this, so we have the power. It's like you're in the movie theater, you're watching a movie. If you don't like the movie, what are you going to do? Are you going to run to the screen and try to rearrange the screen? Bash up the people on the screen? It is not effective. If you don't like the movie, you go to the projector room and you change the movie, you change the projection. That's why we have the power. If we unite 9,000 leaders and jointly we visualize and experience the future we want to create, a world that works for all, abundance, starting with having people getting access to money, basic, unconditional basic income, then unconditional decent income, unconditional abundant income. And as everybody receives abundant income, what will happen is I will not charge you for my service because I have enough. You will not charge me for that product you're selling. You're like, let it be, I have enough. In a very organic, natural process, people will come to the realization that in a higher consciousness society, money is actually not needed. And we transcend the entire money paradigm. That is what our program is about. So this is only good news, guys. This is only good news. Now, at the same time, I want to acknowledge where you are. I know there are people who are not living a easy life for that, and I'm deeply sorry for that. And I want you to know that your feelings and your thoughts are completely acknowledged. You are so much loved. Collectively, we have to go through this phase. The night is darkest before dawn. The caterpillar becoming a butterfly. When the caterpillar is in the cocoon, it liquefies, it is complete chaos. So we're at the end of that chaos, and we're about to spread our wings as a butterfly, uh, stepping into a complete new era, a new golden age, a sustainable world where we will see the most amazing things in the years to come. New energy solutions, new financial systems, new healing techniques, new ways of transport, but most important, our experience of life will completely transform. Can you imagine how it is that you don't have to work to make the money? No more surviving. You wake up and you choose being completely free. What kind of experience you want to create for yourself today? That's the world we're going. If you're, just like me, impatient to get there, then you can step up and claim a leadership role. Together, we can make the transition less turbulent and much shorter. I'm longing for that beautiful world. What about you? Last, I want to say, no matter where you are, no matter what you're experiencing, I just want you to know you are so much loved. You are so wonderful. And I know together we can do this. I trust you. And I'm going to say, see you soon in the beautiful world. Bye bye.